right, listen, before we kick off this podcast, I understand that you're going through a lot right now, that Sean Strickland just destroying you all over Twitter. So understand I'm your friend, whether you fight him or not. I don't even want to talk about that on this pod. Are we live? My bad. My bad. All right, so listen, we have the one and only. Excuse me. No. Do
your intro.
Do your thing.
Do your intro. Don't let me interrupt.
No. Do your thing. What you got over there?
I saw him over there. I saw him over there dipping in
little zinny.
Yeah, man. Little zen.
Zen.
Little lower decky.
Do your intro. Start it over.
No, you start over.
No. You do the intro.
You do the intro.
You
got the new 10mm Cuban on. I like that. You look fresh.
Oh goddamn! I know this ain't getting cut out now.
All right, do the intro. Hey, how have we not put a nice chain on this?
I was gonna say, let me see my shit. What when you talk about his chain,
Give him a 10mm. Hey, throw me that. Throw me the brand new 10mm, please.
I did just see a Cuban link save some dude's life.
Yes,
they
right
shot
here.
him in the neck.
It was a JAXXON chain.
It was a JAXXON chain.
Yes. That's why we've been going crazy. Sales are through the roof now that people think it's bulletproof.
Yeah, which is a bad.
They think it's bulletproof,
yeah, which isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, the dude, whatever, they shot him and it went to his neck, but the only thing that stopped it was the chain. He had one of these chains on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. That's luck.
Yeah. We have like the most insane class for all time.
Did the bullet stick? Like just pin it? Pin
You
itself in
got to
there?
go through the head. Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to go through it. What you talking about?
See, that's what I'm talking about. You got to be careful with Barrow.
Yeah.
Getting around your neck, pearl
Bro.
neck. You don't know if he's going to put a golden chain or a pearl necklace.
That's nice. No. You're just emotional today because Sean Strickland wants your head on a stick.
Bro,
Bring him in. Bring him in.
Intro. Bring him in. Do the intro.
Go ahead.
We got Brendan Schaub in the house, the one and only, one of the most legendary fighters, incredible media, funny dude. I don't know if you guys ever seen a stand-up comedy. I actually watched one time. It was fantastic.
Thanks,
this
brother.
guy is multi-talented, multifaceted, and he has a multi-talented team. Walked in here with like 30 people deep. I thought it was a team to come pick up this guy to fight Sean Strickland, but it wasn't. It was Brendan
And he
Schaub.
was the only guy, one of the only guys on the other team on the Ultimate Fighter that I actually liked.
Really?
Yeah, I only hung out with Rampage. Like me and him hit it off right away,
Yeah,
but I was on the other
always-
team, so I'd always go practice with him.
You guys were friends?
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
know
where we
that.
met. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where you guys actually met.
Yeah.
And then when the finale, once it wrapped, when we got out of the house, me and Rampage went to a club. I went with him because Dana takes you to Spearmint Rhino and gives you all this money, and then Rampage was like, "No, just keep the money." And I went with him. Went to a club. It was dope.
He gave you money or chips? When we did it, he gave us chips.
He gave us money for the strip club, didn't he?
Yeah.
Dana White gave you dollars to go to the strip club and throw people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And then me and Rampage were
What a
like,
good dive.
"Fuck this noise," and then we went to the
every season.
Every
season he did
He was
that.
one of the coolest, chillest guys on our team, and he was like, "Yeah, we all like Tiki and all of us. We all."
Yeah, I still talk to Tiki to this day. I love Tiki.
Really?
Yeah, it was my friends off there were Tiki, Mitrione, you, of course. Rashad was a training partner, and then Kimbo. I was close with that. Those were the five. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still cool with Matreon. Matreon's a good dude.
Mitrione's the man. Yeah.
He's the best.
Kimbo was kind
Oh,
of
that's right. Your boy. He's the best.
He's a lot. He's always.
He's a wild boy.
He's trying to drag you into a million different situations.
He's a party boy.
But he's a good dude though.
Great guy.
He's unbelievable.
How was Kimbo? I didn't even get a chance to know him. He was always quiet.
Man. He was quiet, and then he was, because you see him, and this is before like social media was blowing up. So you knew him off YouTube, right? Yeah. He was the guy off YouTube. He looked scary, and then you meet him. He's like this great family guy. Really didn't want to be bothered with anything. Just a good dude. Would cook all the time. He's talking about like always being around his kids. Like he was such a good person.
Yeah,
man. Such a good dude.
His son is a good dude like that too. His son, my son trains with his son with Antonio McKee, and I spar around with his son and stuff. Man, his son is real cool. He's married young. You know, it's like you always respect the guys like you that get married and don't be cheating around on their wife and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I hope Bear grow up to be like that. I don't see him being one of those.
How old are you, Bear?
I'm 33, and I hope one day when you grow up, you do the same.
Hey, I don't cheat on my wife. I'll cheat on my girlfriend, but I won't cheat on my wife.
Not married yet.
Yeah, I was married. When I was married, I was married.
You too soon.
I got married at like 26.
Never.
Yeah, it was too
That's
short.
a no-go?
No-go.
What's a good age to get married?
I'd say 36 or later.
How many times you been married?
Just once, man. Yeah, dog. Not just once. One and done, dog.
Hey, I'm sorry, but all that gray hair, you look older than me.
No, I get it, dude. I
You
get it, dude.
disrespecting the guest today.
He's just
dye your beard.
He's just
all
wearing
natural.
sunscreen.
No,
It's just sunscreen, man.
You know
Come on.
what? At the same time, I like him, but fuck Brendan, man. One time I was on his show, I was fat as fuck.
He was so thick.
Oh yeah, like this and all like that.
And he was like, yeah, man, I just gained weight in my legs. And I was like, You think it's just your legs?
My feelings still hurt about that. I was trying to be down with the thick boy crew. What's up?
Yeah, thick's in the heart, man, not in the thighs and stomach. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucked
But
up.
it's good that you're lean now. Listen, we gotta kick this off though with something that was incredible. Probably the funniest video I've ever seen is you driving a TRX and then flipping it.
Yes.
Why?
Oh, that thing. So I built up that TRX, had it all custom, all this shit done to it. It's like over 1,100 horsepower. The thing is that was the end of the day. Like we were out there for like 6 hours in Johnson Valley. It's where King of the Hammer's at, like a famous off-road place. So we're doing crazy shit all day. We're doing all this wild shit. Day's over. Been out there 6 hours. I get home and pick up my kids. And my producer's like, hey, man, we need one more shot. Just you do another donut and then just riding off in the sunset. I'm like, I'm tired, man. He's like, just one more. I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And we're on a different surface because I was in a deep like gravel surface and this was hard, slick, hard, and it got cold out. And
That's because it's all-wheel drive. You didn't shut off the...
I did. So you can turn off the traction control on TRXs. They don't tell you this because it's all-wheel drive. You can turn off. You hold down the button for 10 seconds and it will take it off. But for whatever reason, I was doing it all day, and that one time, the traction control, the wheels were spinning because there's so much horsepower. It went, oh shit, we got a problem. Traction control locked in, and then I went, oop, went over. It was a disaster.
Was the car totaled?
I was like, I'll be straight. Even in my head, it was flipped. I was like, I'll be all right. I can fix this. I got guys body work and stuff like that. And then the whole frame was all damaged. And I wasn't even going to post it. It was like, it's kind of embarrassing. I'm like flipping a car. It's not even that exciting. I didn't really get hurt. This is stupid. And then I talked to my insurance and they cover it because they're like, as long as you're not in competition, we cover it. Your insurance covers off-roading.
Really?
So I was like, cool, say less. So then I sent them the video. I'm like, hey, because me and the guy, we're talking every day. We got close. I'm like, hey, check out I got a video of it. He's like, oh man, that's crazy. He's like, you going to post it? I'm like, can I? He's like, yeah, you're good with us. So probably 3 or 4 months after the accident, I posted it. In my head, I was like, this might get like 200,000 views, whatever. It's just me fucking flipping a stupid truck. Bro, 50 million views?
Yeah,
wow.
I saw this shit on TikTok.
Wow.
Wow. The
Wow.
TRX is so hot and
Wow.
that was
It's so stupid.
Yeah. You got one of those,
How
right?
fast you got out of that thing was some of the most impressive
Thanks,
work I've ever
brother.
seen.
Thanks, man.
Hey,
I'm glad you're
were
safe.
were you seatbelted? You get the seatbelt off?
Dude, I took the seatbelt off midair. I'm like, let's get, because I was worried the car was going to land, like it was going to cave in. So
Yeah.
midair, I'm like, let's get out of here. So you see me unlock the seatbelt midair and then zoom out.
Bro, it's some Matrix shit.
But it all worked out
the
for
same
the best.
I got the same truck, yeah.
Yeah, TRX the best. Right?
I didn't get to 1100. I get to 850, but I don't know how you get to 1100. You did ethanol?
Yeah, ethanol. Yeah, E80. All my cars run on E85. But here's the good thing. Like that was one of the worst days of my life. I'm like, this is awful. But then all the off-road community reached out to me. Matt Martelli, BJ Baldwin, you name it, everybody in the industry. Ram, Dodge reached out to me. Everyone. Now I'm racing off-road racing.
I'm jealous.
The insurance covered my truck. Now that TRX that I had was dope. This new one, bro, you're talking 1,300, 1,400.
What?
Like,
No
way.
What are you doing?
wow, I got problems.
So you chipped it, you tuned it,
Oh.
and you...
Completely different. Like my motor's different than yours now. Like it's in Fort Worth, Texas right now. I just put it on a truck bed on Wednesday. Fully rebuilt motor, bigger blower, transmission. Everything's fully
spokesperson.
rebuilt. Yeah.
Who did that? Who did that work for you?
Chris at Bailey's Hyper Performance.
You taking that one off road and jumping in and all
No, that's the thing about that. Now it's turned into a straight show car. So that thing will be at SEMA. It has wide body carbon fiber fenders on it, custom side exhaust.
I'll trade you for the Lincoln 69.
That thing's dope. So let's talk.
Hey, Dodge will give him another one.
I know. Huh?
Listen, you have some of the best like MMA talk and I would say point of views.
Depends who you ask.
I like it. Rampage likes it. We were talking about it earlier. That's why we were excited to have you on the pod. So I appreciate you doing this.
He came when he heard you was coming on.
Yeah, I drove here.
I've been a fan for a while
came
because
here
you guys,
quick.
because you mess with all my boys. Like Luke's my boy. Me and
Yeah.
Rampage are super close. TJ's really close. So we're in the same circle.
Yeah, TJ spoke highly of you.
That's my guy.
TJ's great at podcasts, by the way. I'm super excited to see the community rallying behind him. That makes me happy to see him get the light he deserves.
From day one, when he came on my show, maybe food truck from day one. Then when we did the fight campaign.
You met him at a food truck?
Oh, well, I used to have a food truck show. So me and him would do a food truck. since
Dodger dogs.
Yeah, but since he did,
Why does it always got to be like that?
the two hand man. That's
because I caught him eating a hot dog one time with two hands at Costco.
even regular hot dogs.
Yeah, at Costco, he was doing this. Continue. Sorry, you were really interrupted.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
But on so those fight companions, which was Rogan's original idea, he told me to do in Calabasas. Those are 3 to 4 hours long. So you gotta be able to fucking talk, man. We can't just have any fighter on there. Like you gotta have a fighter that can fucking talk for 3 hours. So we had Rampage on, and dude, I mean, he stole the show for 3 hours. And when we got off, I'm like, dude, you need a podcast.
Yeah, he did.
You need to do your own podcast. I'm telling you, this is gold.
Yeah,
I didn't want to do it.
I've been doing it for ever. And I've been doing it ever. I can tell who can do it. Dude, start a fucking podcast.
I didn't want to do no damn podcast because I see all the work and stuff you do. But Barry, man, he's a genius. He all I gotta do is come here and sit down.
That's all you need.
That's all I need.
Yeah, he came quick when he heard you were coming on the show.
He's trying to recycle my jokes.
No, I didn't recycle that. We're gonna cut out yours and just leave mine.
I believe him too.
Nah, I would never. By the way, you are built for podcasts. That's why for years I told him when we get the means with JAXXON, obviously we're a jewelry brand. No one really understood how this came about. He was, I've been friends with this dude for 20 years. I'm like, bro, you're a global superstar. Once you have a podcast, the whole MMA community.
But he can talk. They're different. Like there's some, I'm not going to call anybody out. There's some fighters that I've had on the show 10 minutes in. I'm all, fuck.
Who?
Won't tell you who.
Yeah.
No, fuck no. Chael's the best.
Okay. Chael's can talk.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite guy.
Chael talks a little bit too good.
Chael's the best of the best.
Yeah.
He talks a lot.
Chael can just sit there by himself and look at a camera and just do it all
He literally
day long.
does a show
all
by
day
himself.
long.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible.
Like
Yeah.
that
He watches it every day.
Every day.
Chael,
I love listening to Uncle Chael.
There's a few guys that do it like I do it by myself. Where you just got to be doing it for a long time. Where you sit down, I don't need an audience, and I'm just gonna go, man.
Yeah, but you're also good at comedy, stand-up comedy. You can like keep the mic working. You know how to work the mic. You know how to work the camera. I feel like your timing's good. I mean, if you're a comedian and you have that skill, you could do anything with a mic.
Do you get more nervous for stand-up or fights?
Fights.
I think I get more nervous for stand-up.
Not if you did it as much. Like if you were doing stand-up as much as you've done fighting, it's just repetition. It's just like anything repetition.
How about your first time going out there with the microphone standing for?
Dude, that was at the Comedy Store, like the infamous Comedy Store. So, and I ate shit. I bombed in front of like Rogan, Diaz, Chris D'Elia, Theo, Brian. All my boys were there. It was not fun.
Did they make fun of you?
Of course. But here's the thing, when you bomb in stand-up, I can go do another set that night at the Improv or Laugh Factory or whatever. Dude, you get knocked out in front of millions of people in your underwear in the octagon, bro. You got you spend 6-8 months. You get your face all fucked up. I get half my pay, and then don't open up your social media because you're just getting dumped on. So, stand-up's way easier than that.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
I don't think I have the balls. I want to try it. I want to try it.
Quit being a pussy. You could do it.
Rampage could hold it.
Yeah, you would kill
You
it.
got that.
But again, don't go in thinking, this can be great. I'm gonna dominate. I'm the next Bill Burr. No, it's gonna be like fighting your first time. Like the first time's gonna be rough, man. You're throwing punches like this and shit. So it just takes time.
You had to see what jokes land and stuff.
You just gotta work. Just like anything, you just gotta work.
What do you think of Tom Aspinall right now in the UFC? The whole situation with him.
He's in a tough situation because I do think, especially at his age, he's probably the best heavyweight in the UFC. But there's a guy named Jon Jones, and I'm kind of on the Dana side on this, where because Jon Jones is the greatest of all time and the body of work he has, we don't strip guys like that. Like he's earned it, where we're not going to take his belt. So Tom Aspinall, any other time's the face of the UFC in the heavyweight division. But just so happens John's at the last leg of it. He has to wait till Jon gets out of the way. And John's not going to get out of the way until he beats the shit out of Stipe. That's going to happen. It's going to happen in November in Madison Square Garden. It's going to happen. And then he's going to retire. And then Tom Aspinall can do his thing. He just has to wait. But he is the most talented dude out there.
You think John's going to retire after Stipe?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
He's going to retire and let Aspinall and everyone build their name more and then come back out for one more big fight, I bet.
And you think Jon Jones is going to beat Stipe?
Yes.
Without a doubt?
I think.
Yeah, I think John's the greatest of all time.
Wow.
You ever trained with him?
Yes.
Did he kick your ass?
Yes.
You're very honest.
Not only did he whip my ass. Hold up, dude. I'm talking. I'm in my prime, pinnacle shape, running fucking sub 6 minute mile every day, eating right. I'm at JAXXON's training. It's me. I won't say who else. Other huge name fighters, all ranked in the top 10. And Jon and I got 10 hours of sleep. I'm drinking my green juice. I've warmed up perfectly. I'm feeling the best I've ever felt. I'm like, I'm about to beat the fuck out of Jon Jones today. This dude comes in 20 minutes late, Probably was doing some shenanigans that night. I don't know.
Shenanigans.
Bro, he didn't even warm up. He did this. I'm good. Put on his gloves. Not only did he whoop my ass, but he was in there for Shark Tank rounds. You guys know that. So a fresh guy every round. John has to stay in. He beat my ass, other famous heavyweights ass, other famous heavyweights ass, all in a row. Was like, have a good day, guys, and left.
Was Alistair in there?
Maybe.
And he was just 205 at that time.
205.
I'm telling you, when I fought him, I was just overconfident. I just knew I was going to beat his ass because that was the best shape I ever been in.
Yep.
And at that point, I've never lost a fight being in good shape. Like no injuries. I was training at Muscle Farm.
Yeah.
This is my first time taking supplements. They was feeding me the Muscle Farm.
You got a six pack too.
Yeah, I was running I was running like 7
You're out in Denver.
7 miles.
So the owner of Muscle Farm, me and Brad Pyatt used to have a business together, Hard Nutrition. That's what Muscle Farm was. Before.
They're great guys. They took good care of me. They made me like a cup of supplements every morning. I had to take all this BCAAs.
But none of that matters. John said, "Cool story. How's that knee?"
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he poked me in the eye a couple of times.
How's the knee?
Yeah.
How does he train that type of kick? I always wondered like how you do that in training. How do you train those type of kicks?
That's all a Greg Jones thing.
I'm sorry, Greg Jackson. He's not doing it actual sparring, is he?
No, I know. No,
I mean you've seen with all these heavyweights.
They're a little wild down there.
How do you pick that?
I know.
How do you pick up that like in a fight if you don't have to train for it?
But that's what makes John special. Like that, he can do that. Like he's a guy who can pull it off that night where he didn't, do it in dress rehearsal. Like when the lights are on, he's at his fucking best, and his mentality is so fucking wild.
I told you he's Neo. I told you guys earlier he's Neo.
Bro, you don't
always said this.
Bro, you don't understand. When he was fighting Gus Finn, I was training with Gus Finn in San Diego at Alliance with Cruz, all the boys. Dude, me and Gus Finn trained, and I remember looking at Gus Finn. I'm like, that's the best 205er I've ever seen. This is Gus Finn in his fucking prime. Everything was good. Before sparring, he sparred with pro boxers and would fuck them up. Then he'd go to wrestling, fuck people up. I'm like, this dude, there's no way he's gonna lose. He's gonna beat the shit out of John. Gus Finn did everything right. People don't realize John trained for 2 weeks, if that, before that fight. It went 5 rounds. He went to fucking deep waters. Still beat his ass.
What do you mean he trained for 2 weeks?
He barely trained. 2 weeks before the fight, he's like, I gotta get in shape, man. And then Gus Finn, the best, outside John, I think the best 205er there was, did everything right. And John barely trained. That's how good he is.
What's the name of the guy who almost beat John? The other guy. What's his name? The other tall guy. I just saw this on TikTok the other day.
So there's Gus Finn, what's his name?
Santos?
Yeah.
Santos gave him
a good fight.
No, but the fight people, most people think he lost was Dominic.
Dominic Cruz, yeah.
No, not Dominic Cruz.
Dominic Reyes.
Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the guy, Dominic Reyes.
Here's my argument with that. So people are like, oh, John's falling off. He's getting older. No, you got to realize John's fought everybody. The Rampage is at his prime. He's fought Lyoto Machida. He's fought Vitor Belfort, Chael Sonnen. You name it. He's fought everyone. And then you're giving these young lions with no name. He's if he barely trained for Gustafsson, he probably didn't fucking train for that. So people are like, oh, he looks off. I'm like, yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So he can't get up for it anymore. Yeah,
it's hard.
He can't get up anymore. And he's still beating them though.
I think that's what happened with Fedor.
Yep.
I think the same thing that happened with Fedor. When you're on top for a long time and stuff like that, you just
for a comic that'd be like playing arenas. And like, hey, for this one, can you just do that local comedy spot?
Yeah. But he was run by like the mob too. The mob was making him fight, wasn't it?
Fedor?
Yeah, Fedor.
Yeah,
pretty much. They're like, you have to.
He knows more about that than
me.
It
was
like he was forced to fight in a lot of
Here's the other kudos to John. Remember too, and you know this, but everyone here knows this. When he was beating the best of the best, Lyoto Machidas, the Vitor Belforts, all those, it was the Wild West. Steroids were flowing, bro.
Heavy.
for real.
Come on.
And UFC?
Come on. You're not.
The TRT exemption?
Oh,
even I applied for it.
Yeah.
I applied for it. They're like, no. I'm like,
You
what
just
the fuck?
fill out the form.
Like, remember Alistair Overeem and Brock Lesnar? Like, come on, what are we doing?
Alistair was clean. Let's be careful now.
Best body of all time. But still,
Vitor and Brazil. Vitor jumped to 205. That fight, like he fought
Anderson.
Anthony in Brazil. Mm-hmm. Then he fought Bisping. Then he fought me. And then he fought Dan Henderson and went up a weight class and just looked huge.
Jacked.
Yeah, but it was Chael Sonnen that fucked it up for everybody.
Then he went back up and fought.
I say that.
Wait, why Chael Sonnen mess it up for everybody?
Because he went over. We was only supposed to go up to like what 800. They gave us to go up to 800.
See that. But the problem there is everyone thinks that Chael, but Chael was actually under the levels. But it was California. It's the California Commission that cracked down on him. But technically, he didn't do anything illegal. That's what's crazy. But the narrative out there is Chael's, the Lance Armstrong. He's not.
Yeah,
there's other guys that I won't call him out. There's other guys that fucked it up.
I called it out because this is what I was told, and I can't remember who told me, but one of the doctors at the UFC said that he went over the levels that we was allowed to.
Different guy.
800 is the levels. You can reach 800 easily, naturally.
Can we hear it off record?
Yes.
All right, cool. I got something I want to talk to him about. I appreciate you taking time to do this because I know you guys did a very unique show outside. I'm excited to see
that's just
that
car
content.
stuff.
I'm excited to see that because that car is one of my favorite cars that he owns. This guy's a big car head. One thing you and many UFC veterans that really understand the game, Luke himself has said, Jon Jones, without a doubt, the greatest ever. Jon Jones, everybody has said certain content, about Jon Jones of this nature. Why is it with other champions like GSP or Habib and BJ Penn, Anderson Silva, no one else gives those guys the blanketed statement like best ever, and it's so hard to pick the next.
They weren't as
three.
dominant, and they didn't be their level of work was they didn't reign as long as Jon. They weren't as dominant, and they didn't beat the same guys, and they weren't undefeated. Jon's never lost.
So there's no one that comes close to Jon's level of dominance.
The way he fights, his composure, his relaxed, his how he adjusts. Even when he's in these dog fights, he sees a way differently. He's got a different vision.
Think about this: DC Olympic wrestler took him down. Like some would say, and you can see DC's face. He's like, "Fuck!" Like he's almost broke DC. I'm not saying he broke DC, but it was damn close. Took him down, man, over and over.
Oh, he broke him.
He's a fucking.
We can't talk bad about DC. We can't say nothing bad about DC.
Oh, now you won't play that game.
What? I love DC.
But you know how good of a wrestler DC is.
DC's. I mean, Jon was in his head from the beginning.
Jon took him down, but
Jon breaks people before the fights. He's so deeply invested in the fights. He is there for it. That he does check in.
He has to get up for it.
If he checks in, but he checked in with what's his name, the Frenchman,
Cyril Gane.
He was gone. He wasn't even fighting. The moment Jon walked in the cage, he was like, "Yeah."
It was already over.
It was over.
Yeah. I knew that.
The guy was like, I'm fighting the cool guy. You got fucking Tony Robbins. You got everybody's fucking standing up for Jon Jones.
How come Jon didn't try to get in my head though? One thing he did to me that I didn't like when we had to stare down, he wouldn't look at me, so I just turned my back. I turned my back to him.
Yeah, I think it's different because maybe he knew it couldn't affect you, but he'll do it to certain guys. Like with Stipe, he's taking a different approach. I'm sure to ramp up as we get closer to November for that Madison Square Garden fight. But with Stipe, has like a lot of respect for him. But I think he knows. We all know like it's an older Stipe. So he's like, no, this guy's we think one of the best to ever do it. So he's building him up because he knows he's gonna beat the shit out of him.
He also wants that fight to be not fighting the old guy, and I do like that point because a lot of people don't.
We all know
this.
this.
Yeah, a lot of people don't talk.
And
about
I love Stipe. Me and Stipe are training partners. Before he was even in the UFC, he was training with me and Shane Carwin. He's the man. He's so fucking talented. One of the greatest to ever do it. But he's older. He's older. It's gonna be a tough fucking fight.
Did you notice that Stipe looks like Francis Ngannou?
No,
he looks just like
Ngannou.
You gotta stop.
What?
Francis looks like Stipe Miocic.
They look like
Francis Ngannou looks like Stipe Miocic.
They look just alike.
Wow.
They're just two different colors.
Kind of like you and Woodley. You guys do look alike now that you dye your beard like him.
You can't do it with two black guys, dude.
Can you?
Why?
Yeah, you can't.
No, they do.
That's where.
Yeah, you went there.
What do you mean? You're the one that went.
You crossed the racist line.
Yep.
I'm saying that a white guy and an African guy look similar. They look kind of alike. He was sitting right here in front. I'm like, man, this motherfucker look like Francis Ngannou.
You had Stipe out here?
Yeah, we had him.
How was he?
He kills
it. He's the man.
Funniest guy of all time. He got me good too.
He's great.
Yeah, him and Rampage like cream of something.
Yeah,
it went viral.
Yeah, cream of some young guy.
Some young guy.
Oh, it sounds good. I'll go try it. Next time.
I didn't say that. Stop. Hey, we're moving on.
I got receipts.
Hey, what's your theory on Tyson pulling out of the fight? You have your own take on this?
I thought it was fishy from the jump. You got a 27-year-old kid fighting a basically damn near 60-year-old. So none of it really makes sense to me. They were partners before. Remember, Jake's very first fight was on Tyson's card against Roy Jones. None of it made sense. So it's one of those things that crosses over into like the casuals and pop culture. So wherever I go with Starbucks or if just neighbors like Jake Paul, Tyson, who do you got? I go, I don't know. Because I don't know what the shenanigans going behind the scenes. And now that he's pulled out, I don't know. Something seems up.
Was it him or the commission? You think the commission? Like obviously, there's a lot on the
It's
shoulders.
Texas, so it's the Wild West out
They
there.
want to see Mike Tyson get killed.
I don't think it's commission because even Netflix wouldn't agree to any of that if the commission wasn't going to pass it. So in my conspiracy head, I'm like, did Jake and Tyson agree to do this? And then they get their foot in the door. He pulls out a month before, and they insert Logan Paul just to get on Netflix.
I was just finna say that. That was what I was going to say. I think the two brothers going to go.
We might be giving him too much credit, but also I had Logan Paul on years ago, and I was like, how, like, he was just starting to box, and I was like, how's this all end? He's like, this whole road between what me and my brother are doing leads to the two of us fighting. That's our last fight.
That'd be huge.
So in my head, I'm like, well, that makes sense. This Netflix will be the most watched fight ever. Whoever you put in there.
Do you think it'd be a real fight, or would they just go out there and
Logan and Jake could be a real fight?
Yeah, they're gonna brawl.
Yeah,
there's a little hostile.
They've had a lot of hostile moments throughout their years, and they're brothers. But now they got each other's back, and Logan's about to make trillions with Prime. So.
If I had a brother, and I would fight him. If I had a brother that would fight,
I wouldn't fight my brother.
I would.
I wouldn't.
I would. If I had a brother,
I won't fight you. You're my brother.
Yeah, I wouldn't fight you either. But if I had a brother that was giving me shit, and I would fight my brother.
If there's like friction, like when you were like 16 and you didn't talk, that's different. But they're like boys.
They're like best friends.
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah, but it's like
they also don't need the money.
I know,
That's
but
the
it's
problem.
like
It's the public pressure. Who's got more money? Who can be the
do
biggest?
you guys got brothers?
like-
Yeah, I have an older brother.
Yeah.
Okay, you never fought your brother?
Yeah, we did. Oh man.
Okay, then. So
worst fights of
my oldest brother's like 6-7 years older than me, and my youngest brother's like 2 years younger than me. You know, if they was fighting, I would like to know which ones that most
Really?
dumb. Yeah, I want to know.
You like head kick KO him?
I'll fuck my brother up.
Damn, Doug Savage.
Yeah.
That's why you're world champion.
But I would still love him.
He's different though.
Yeah, but I would like to know who's better. But my brother, like I don't have the heart to fight him. My oldest brother, he went into fighting after I started fighting in Japan, and he started training and got in shape, and he started the same place I started in Memphis, and I wasn't there. I didn't know anything about it. He didn't tell me anything about it. He was fighting, and somebody sent me the video. They called him out, and this is Rampage Jackson, older brother, and he used to kick his ass when he was little. I'm like, what?
Those were his credits.
That was his credit. That he used to kick my ass when I was little, and I was like,
The crowd's like, all right.
yeah, and just for him coming out like that and saying that, I think I owe him an ass whooping just for that.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know.
Hey,
I would.
a lot of boxers right now have thought about leaving boxing, going to bare knuckle, or leaving boxing, doing these one-off fights, or MMA fighters leaving MMA to go do a boxing fight overseas.
It's more of that.
Yeah. What would you do? Would you come back and do bare knuckle? Would you come back and do
I wouldn't do
boxing
bare
again?
knuckle, and I do the commentating for Game Bread, and when you see that in person, like, God, dog, these
wouldn't
dudes
do any
getting
bare knuckle?
fucked up. I wouldn't do any bare knuckle. They offered me great deal too. That's how I got the gig. I was like, I won't do that. Like, well, will you work with us? I'm like, well, I'll commentate.
They offer you millions,
Good amount, yeah.
and you turned down that.
Not happening. I got kids, man. I can't be bare knuckle. God damn, bare knuckle.
Yeah, I don't like bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle
either, but
MMA is different though. Like at least if you're a grappling dominant, depending on how you're gonna fight, you can make it cleaner.
If they give me the right matchup, like give me like a Cyril Gahn bare knuckle, yeah, the guy can't wrestle jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
sign me up.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that.
No.
So let's
Who they throw on the
Oh,
table?
bro.
Dos Santos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah, that's a tough.
Don't do that one.
Yeah, it's tough.
He's got decent hips.
Yeah.
You'd fight Cyril Gahn in a bare knuckle fight?
Yeah, he can't wrestle jiu-jitsu.
That's
Now I'm also 41, so I don't know, but for enough cash, yeah, I'd do that.
I bet he's training the shit out of it now.
He's on a movie set right now.
What movie?
There's also not enough hours in the day for him to get to my level of jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying? Like he would have to start 10 years ago.
That's why I'm kind of surprised John doesn't go for Aspinall because he's English. I mean, we all know French guys can't wrestle. We all know English guys can't wrestle.
Wow.
Stipe is the only guy who can wrestle, but John's still going to try to out wrestle.
Wow,
him. No, I'm just like,
wow,
No,
you
no,
went
it's a good
there.
point because it's true.
this
Like
is a true statement.
He
this
goes
is
there every time.
John
No,
knows
it's a good
exactly
point.
how to fight.
because
He's a fucking
with the English
mathematician.
fighters. Like name the best English wrestler. There's not many.
Michael Bisping.
Great counter wrestling, but it wasn't his forte. And Mike's a beast, but it wasn't his forte. To his point, like Aspinall doesn't have like a background in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? But he is a black belt on the ground. He's been doing jiu-jitsu
He's
since
loose
like
and
4.
he's hard to get to.
His dad owned a jiu-jitsu gym. His dad's a black belt. And so since he was like 2, like in diapers, he grew up doing jiu-jitsu. His jiu-jitsu is nasty. We haven't even had to see that side of him.
he looks clean.
Aspinall?
Yeah.
He looks clean.
Aspinall, dog.
Aspinall.
How you say it?
Aspinall.
Damn, this whole time I thought his name was Aspinall.
No. Aspinall, brother.
Aspinall.
Aspinall's cool.
How do you think John fights Stipe? Do you wrestle? You think he's gonna that's an interesting fight. Can Stipe still wrestle like that? Can his
Stipe's hips are so good. So he was I think he was All-American at Cleveland State, but
I'm thinking John goes straight in for doubles.
I see. I don't.
He always tries to
I
outdo
think
it.
John beats him up at first on the feet and sees how well if he has success there, and then because John has so many ways to win, I think he beats him on the feet and TKOs him, and then if for whatever reason, because Stipe has a fucking chin, bro, and if that doesn't work, then he takes him down and probably pounds him out.
I can tell you how the fight going to go. John's going to come out. He's going to eye poke him like 2 or 3 times.
Hater.
He's using the kicks.
Hater.
In the new gold gloves.
Yeah, with the goal, he's eye poke, and then he's going to kick his knees back a few times, and then like do the little spinning elbow, and then take him down and fight him on the ground.
The other thing, we don't know how good Jon is at heavyweight. Like that Cyril Gane fight, he was kind of a little heavy. The fight lasted like 90 seconds. Cyril Gane has no wrestling or jiu-jitsu, so we don't know how good Jon is at heavyweight.
I think that's the striking element because your wrestling never really changes too much from the weight, but the way you throw punches and move, it's different.
Especially with that mass.
And we haven't got to see
and
that.
the volume. Yeah. Him being bigger, and because that light heavyweight throws a lot of volume, but heavyweight's different. Like you get clipped with one, you're in trouble.
I want to see Jon fight Francis. That's the fight I wanted to see.
We all want to see that. They could have done it.
Yeah. What fight are you looking forward to?
Conor, Chandler.
What do you think of that?
UFC 303, is it
It's happening.
still on?
Oh, it's happening.
You think so?
Guarantee it.
What's going on with it then?
I just think there was some issue with Conor, and he was like, "I'm not doing anything." I'm not sure what the issue was. Whether it's he didn't like the way something was going down with the promotion, but I guarantee Conor shows up.
Is that the one in Vegas?
No, that one's in where 303. No, that'd be Vegas, right? That's not. Oh no, it's Ireland, right?
It was Ireland.
No, you're right. That is Ireland. It's Dublin because they have Ian Gary coming up too.
Oh shit!
But it seems right now like Conor didn't show up. Press conference canceled. He's throwing these photos on Instagram. Him with the little strong emoji.
Still fighting.
Him partying.
Wow.
Still fighting.
Him partying.
Is
So
he
this
partying?
is
Is he
all
doing
that
Ryan
partying's all
Garcia?
that partying's all mental warfare. Like Conor's one of the best to ever do that.
There's no way.
Yeah, I know.
You think Michael
I don't know
Chandler's
if he
going
shows
back home? He's thinking the fight's off, and then Conor's going to call him, "Hey, fight's still on."
Michael Chandler looks like he's singing like a swan song. Like he's out
I
there,
know,
like
dude.
with his
I feel so
family,
bad for him,
with
man.
his tequila. Like he's going.
I feel
back
bad for
He's trying to
Chandler.
find meaning.
I know. I feel bad for Chandler. He's been
he
waiting all
signed
this
up-
time.
he
I know.
signed up for it.
I know.
Conor loves fucking with him.
I know.
Is it that bad?
I think Conor, at the end of the day, is even though he has all this money and his business doesn't need to fight, when he agrees to fight, he's always shown up. Even he was hurt for the Mendez fight. He's down for whatever, man. So he, at the end of the day, he's a fighter's fighter.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
Are you
I'm good.
Hey,
No, I'm chilling.
What's up with Tiger Thick? Why you didn't bring me none?
I should have.
Yeah, why you didn't bring me none?
You got wasted.
What is
man.
it?
I got wasted last time.
Yeah, white girl wasted on this.
what?
I have whiskey.
What's it called?
Tiger Thick.
I said
Tiger
it right
Thick.
this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you call last time?
I thought it was Thick Tiger.
No, you were calling it something else. Remember?
No, I was calling it
can't-
Thick Tiger.
No, you calling it the N-word thick.
What?
Thick nigga?
Opposite.
Nigga thick?
Yes.
No, I
What?
didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Why you do that to my man's brain?
No, I didn't do that.
How good was the whiskey?
It was really good.
It's good.
I was
Smooth.
hoping he would bring something, but I guess cars and whiskey don't mix.
Yeah, we can't
Well,
do that.
Rampage drunk on the podcast, something we don't eat either. We've only seen it once.
It's wild.
It's too crazy.
Yeah, I got drunk one time. I had a quart or something, and
Yeah,
I had
you
to
beat me up in the bathroom.
I did, huh?
Yeah, you said, "Yo, I gotta talk to you." I go, "Oh man, this must be serious." I told the boys, "Turn off the camera." I went in the bathroom, punches me as hard as he can, breaks my rib. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then he goes, I'm telling you something serious about life and marriage, and I thought he's messing with me, so I kick him, and then it was on.
Yeah,
he
you don't
destroyed
want
me in the
Yeah,
bathroom.
I'm going through the divorce. It's the craziest thing ever, man. I got married like 18 years ago, and I'm just now getting divorced. We've been like separated all this time.
And just who was like, all right, let's make this official.
Well, she filed for divorce. She filed for divorce originally right before I was fighting Chuck Liddell, and then she wanted to cancel it. And so I thought that she was trying to get more money because that was my biggest fight.
Yeah,
so
smart.
we canceled it, and she signed a postnuptial, and that saved me years later. So 2020 happened, and I brought a house, and I moved in with her and my kids, and
wow.
we were just friends.
You guys are cool.
Yeah, because we've been cool all the years. Because I'm not petty. I've been taking care of my shit all these years.
Yeah.
And then I filed for divorce.
Why?
If I'm
Because he's not petty.
No, I'm not. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest.
Wait till those kids turn 18.
Well, yeah,
see what you're doing there.
Yeah, I'll try to be with my kids, but I try to.
Smart.
No, I got it.
Smart and honest.
No, I was trying to be there for my kids, but honestly,
No doubt.
I was living with her, and it reminded me of why I married her because she's straight up from Japan. She's very submissive, and she took good care of me.
Take care of the house.
Yeah, I felt like a samurai king. You know,
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying? But then she
You'd
got
walk
sick.
in, she'd be like, "Hey."
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
That'd be
she
sick.
she got sick, and during COVID, I couldn't go to the hospital. She had an appendix or something burst.
Damn.
While we was at my son's basketball game, and she was gone in the hospital for a long time. I was there taking care of the
House
house.
just got dirty as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah, I had to take care of all that stuff, and then
do your own cooking.
I
and
was
shit.
like, man, let's get back together. When I was scared. I'm like, look, life's short. Let's get back together. Our kid's going to be in going to college and stuff soon. And she telling her Japanese friends, calling me husband and stuff in front of her Japanese friends. I said, fuck it, let's just get back together. I wasn't really fucking with nobody then. It was
So
hard.
then you got back together?
No,
wasn't really-
she denied me. And
Oh, she said no.
She said no. She said, I don't know where you been after all these years.
Oh my
Straight up said, I don't know where you been.
Hey, also fair point. Though.
Hey, you've been home working out.
Yeah, and that time we living together, and I was sneaking girls in here and there, but
oh my God,
come on, hey, I got needs.
You were trying your
What
best.
are your needs besides food and
Pussy.
training? Oh God, bro.
You wouldn't know nothing about that.
Why not?
You still a virgin, I heard. Anyway,
Why you got to do that in
Imagine
front of the
we
guests?
could get away with talking like that.
Why you got to do that in front of the guests?
I don't understand.
Hey, getting away with
I like.
Wow.
I get tied up so much.
You do too much.
Well, I don't understand what.
Five girls at one time.
Just a wild
dating
boy, dude.
What?
I'd say I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
So with the divorce, do you have to pay alimony and all that shit now?
Well, we going through that part now because she signed a post-nuptial, and she went to court lying like she didn't speak English and all this stuff.
Tight move. I like this lady.
Yeah, so I was that one time with the court, and it went bad in my favor for the first time.
Of course, welcome to California.
So I had to
He came straight here. I said, "Yo, what's good?" And then it was war.
Yeah, I've been
because the day before that we had to wrestle Rey Mysterio, and I threw all the plates at him. We shattered all the plates. We got a full brawl. But it is what it is.
It is what
you know who wins when you go through a divorce? The lawyers.
Yeah,
because they're both in cahoots together, and they're both getting paid going back and forth.
It's actually his mom. His mom induced the whole divorce.
Oh my God, yeah. My mom like didn't like how submissive she was. So
up to your mom.
So
right?
I know, but my mom like told her. My mom told her like not to be that way. And I'm like, Mom.
Okay.
I was like, Mom, why you think I ain't married no black woman? I like the way she is. She was a housewife. She was perfect. She used to be a good woman.
So your mom said enough.
My mom.
But you love your mom.
I love my
your
mom. I love my mom, but my mom.
You're having a good day today. Are you having a good day?
I'm having a good day.
Let's leave it a good day. I get nervous sometimes talking about it.
Yeah, because sometimes
then I get the brunt of it. When you guys are all gone, he goes, "Come here."
He takes it on you. Yeah,
I go, I'm not a fighter, brother. I'm a watcher.
But it's life, though. I'm going through it, and I'm happy now. But that day, all I had to do was,
little drinks.
Yeah, he got a little crazy.
53% of America goes through divorce, so it's not like this is unique. You'll be all right.
Right.
But you are a unique guy. Listen, one thing I do want to say is last night Luke was trending on Twitter because he called out Sean Strickland on the JAXXON podcast, and Sean Strickland fired off on him and said, "Yo, Luke, watch your mouth, or else I come over there and do it for free." I got two veterans here who know how to fight, so I feel a little protected saying this in front of you.
So be honest.
Be honest. Who wins?
But if you gotta say anything bad, just say with all due respect first.
And that always helps.
That's every time. So with all due respect, I think that Luke would beat the fuck out of Strickland, but
whoa.
with all due respect, I that's why I think.
He did say that. I think people get a little twisted with Luke because Luke is like world class on the ground. I'm talking like tip of the spear on the ground. He just never uses it. We don't have to get into that. It drives me fucking nuts when he fights because he could just choke these fucking dudes out. Name a guy in the middleweight division. If you want to roll with Luke Rockhold, good fucking luck. But he doesn't do it. He wants to play this game and throw these pretty kicks.
Pretty boy.
He wants to do those cool fucking question mark kicks, which I enjoy. But it's like, dude, fucking be the Khabib of 85. Fuck everything else, dog. Let's choke these bitches out.
And that's why I'm doing this tournament and getting back to it. You know, it's just you go through different patterns of fighting. It's like, you always
I get it, brother.
Things happen. It's like with Paulo Costa, I was ready to go back and grapple. I didn't have the partners I should have to prepare correctly for the fight I needed to fight,
especially in Salt Lake City.
In Salt Lake City, and a couple things went in, but like I got hit with a couple shots, and it deterred the direction of the fight. But the intent was to wrestle.
But and then you get in there and do your thing.
But now I'm really putting myself.
But here's my question: before we talk about him, Strickland, all that,
I can maul Strickland on the ground if I he's an annoying fight and a hard fight on the feet, but
his cardio is insane. His defense is really good.
Relaxed.
Like Strickland's fucking good. Don't get it twisted. Strickland's fucking good. So
you saying
dude.
that Strickland can beat Luke?
No, I'm not giving a prediction. Because in order to give a prediction, we have to act like the fight's going to happen. My question is, where are you at with your contract with the UFC? Like, where is that?
I left on good terms.
But you don't have a contract with them.
I don't have a contract. No contract. But I left, and Hunter's like, anything I can do for you, I can do for you.
And you're a free agent?
I had a couple surgeries on my leg right after the fight, and I was just like, look, I can't kick right now, and I didn't know if I would be able to kick again, and they let me go to do some. I wanted to go box.
So
I didn't want to go bare knuckle box. That was just popped up on the table.
Wild.
It was stupid, but I did it anyway.
So put your businessman. Let's say you own the UFC. Take our friendship with Luke out of it.
Okay.
To say you don't know Luke, and he's just fighter A. If you're the UFC, are you going to risk? Because Luke's a tough fight for anybody. Are you going to risk Strickland fighting Luke Rockhold, coming in you know, who's not in the UFC right now, are you going to risk that and take him out of that 85 lineup because he's probably next in line for a title shot? Or are you going to risk that for Luke Rockhold to whoop his ass? And I'm not saying Luke would whoop his ass. I'm just saying.
So listen to this. This is why he's a gangster at this. Logistically speaking, Brendan brings up one of the most fascinating points, which is the contracts and the logistics between you and the UFC, not even you and Sean Strickland. And in my opinion, not only do they need to give you like a 10-fight deal, so God forbid you do when you don't go back to karate combat or go bare knuckle, so that way they own you, but they need to give you a tune-up fight before you go fight him to make sure that the draw is big enough. But Rampage is always saying that they don't do tune-up fights. So I don't know
especially
how
at his level. There's no tune-ups for him, but the UFC is not going to go, let's risk.
Exactly.
So, and remember, Strickland right now is hot. It's just Luke, you with world champion. So, but you realize
is he hot though? Was it like the way that fight reflected? I don't think like why you really want that guy to be your champion.
Different, brother.
I just don't understand. Like
different. You're thinking like a fighter. You're thinking like a fighter. He's so hot for what the crowd and fans that he represents.
Business.
Pro Trump. Right? He's super pro Trump.
Money.
Fuck the man. So, but notice he gets he's gone beyond where he has the accolades and the fan base that he's still champion, even though he's not, because people identify with his story. So he's bigger than that right now. So he's the hot commodity. So win or lose. Also, when people go, oh, that Paulo Costa fight was boring. You've never watched a Sean Strickland fight. He fights the exact same since he was a fucking kid. He used to train with me at Rain. He fights the exact same. Comes forward, great cardio, great defense, volume puncher. He's not a finisher. He's not a knockout artist. Yeah. It's on Paulo Costa to draw a line in the stand and fucking fight him. If you don't, you get 5 rounds on your bike and he's going to pick you apart. No one's going to beat him. I don't give a fuck who you are, including Izzy, my favorite. No one's going to beat him just staying on the outside trying to pick him apart. It's just not going to happen. So it's on his opponents to draw a line in the sand and go, nope, enough. And you got to fucking fight him like Duplessis did. Even though I thought Strickland won that fight, Duplessis was like, no, fuck this.
Let's go to war.
Brought to him on all levels. For sure.
I mean, I talked to Eric yesterday. Eric Nixick's one of our JAXXON coaches. He's been supporting us for years.
I love him.
He's an amazing coach.
Best coach in the game right now.
Yeah, and you see him every time he comes in there. Like, he's not like these coaches giving them these like crazy tactics and strategy. He's just like, yo, be a dog, do you, and then hops right back out the ring. And every time I feel like, Luke, you train every day. Cardio is great. Jiu-jitsu is great. I saw him roll around with Craig Jones and Nicky Rod, and it was a fantastic day. I'm not going to discredit you. You're one of the best fighters UFC's ever seen. Do you want to take the fight against Sean Strickland?
I would take the fight, and I would take it seriously, and I believe I'd beat him.
Who wins that fight?
Love both of them. My whole thing with this is we might as well ask who wins, Luke Rockhold or Jake Paul, or Luke Rockhold, Mike Tyson. Like the logistics of it,
it's not going to happen.
The UFC, the brand's not going to allow it to happen because they're not going to take Luke, who left the game and come back, even though he's great and he was a world champion, did all this shit, and he's still a monster. They're not going to go, yeah, come here and fuck everything up for us because what Strickland represents.
Yeah.
Rampage, if they were to fight, how does Luke fight Sean Strickland? How does he win?
Oh my God, Sean Strickland. I respect the guy because he's tough and he surprised me with.
He can fight.
He can fight.
Don't get it twisted.
But his last fight, I was not impressed with his performance.
Why not?
Because
we're on the same page.
Yeah. I just didn't like his style, the way he was coming forward, raising that leg up.
But didn't take damage. That's the other thing. Like his defense is fucking nasty.
It was boring. I just don't like how he would just raise his knee up every 3 seconds like he's.
Let me ask you. So what should he do then?
Well,
you think he should change his fighting style?
Yeah. You see you see this way he fought the last 3 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, he does that.
Flying
he does that. He's like, I'm going to fight to the death. He's like, I'm going to fight to the death.
WWE
And then he never fights. He fights strategically. He knows
he
doesn't
wins
want to risk anything.
rounds.
He doesn't want to risk
rounds.
anything. He does win rounds. He's very effective. I understand that.
And Paulo Costa, think about it. If the only way Paulo Costa wins that fight is if Sean Strickland fights the way he did those last 3 seconds. Because then you give Paulo Costa, who's crazy knockout power, you give him a chance to win the fight. If Sean doesn't engage in that, Paulo Costa cannot win that fight.
Well, see,
and then he's fighting for a fucking title.
See, but you asked me. You remember if you go back to watch my career and Pride and stuff like that. I always risk the win on making an exciting fight. That was my style. I risked the win. I know everybody don't fight.
You're a different fighter though.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
You're talking about apples and oranges.
That's not
I know
what Eric Nixick is telling Sean Strickland. Go in there and put on a show. He's saying going in there and win a fight.
Yeah,
because you know what happens when you go out and put on a show, especially at that level, you lose fights, and then you put on a show. at the local fight scene. You're not in the UFC anymore.
What's the difference between Sean Strickland put on a horrible fight because Islam put on a much better fight and got more criticism? I believe. I mean, from your point of view, from right now.
No, that's a good point, Luke.
I don't think Islam got. I'm not paying too much.
From Dana, at least Dana, you didn't hear him like really talk too bad about.
Yeah,
Sean.
how could you give him the pound for pound right now when Jon Jones is still active?
But I agree with Dana. On that is wild.
What do you mean?
John's your pound for pound number one. But all that's up for it's your perspective, because if pound for pound means they're all in a room and whoever walks out's gonna be Jon. If you're pound for pound, it just depends pound for pound. So I don't think Dana was criticizing Islam on that. I also think most of us thought, oh man, Islam's fighting Dustin. He's over the hill. He should destroy him. And then really good Dustin showed up with improved takedown defense. So you had a better fight than you thought. But I don't think they were too critical of Islam.
All right, yeah. But to answer your question, if I was Luke, if I had his striking ability, his kicks, and his jiu-jitsu game, I wouldn't let Strickland push me back. I would let him come.
That's the only way you're going to win. You can't beat Strickland on your back foot. It's not happening.
Yeah,
no one's ever beat him on the back foot.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
The one time, his last fight, he got knocked out was against Alex Pereira. Yeah. He started engaging with Alex, and Alex went, "Oh, you fancy yourself a striker?" And he's world class. Yeah. So he took advantage and drew a line in the sand. Yeah. You can't fight off your back foot against Strickland.
I would not. He's too good. Yeah, I would not let him.
He also has statistically the best defense in the UFC. He doesn't get hit.
He don't get hit.
Doesn't get hit. You rarely see him take damage. And that motherfucker's cardio is wild.
Yeah, his cardio is
But again, any guy you see with really good cardio, usually they don't have crazy knockout power.
He doesn't put a lot of effort out.
Yeah, he don't put a lot of effort out.
It's just a lot of business. It's a lot of business.
He's just comfortable.
A lot of business.
He's not throwing power punches.
No huff and puff. No.
Doesn't wrestle. So his cardio, wrestling.
How's his wrestling though?
I don't know, but I hear it's not
bad.
I heard his jiu-jitsu is pretty good.
Bad. He just
but if you're going against a guy like Luke, how can you compare that wrestling to Luke's wrestling?
Right. If I was Luke, if I was like Luke, I would soften him up with some straights and throw those pretty kicks he got, those pretty boy kicks, and get him on the ground and submit him.
Everyone's susceptible to a liver kick. I'll tell you that.
But are you upset that Sean Strickland's calling you out on Twitter? Are you upset that he's name calling you? You've been upset all day. You've been a little moody.
What are you talking about, Bear?
Are you upset?
Bear, I'm pretty sure I'm the one that instigated this thing.
He's the one that started.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, makes sense sometimes, dog.
Make it make sense. Hey, but isn't Strickland saying meet me at the gym? Like fuck all the cameras and contracts.
Parking lot. Let's fight for free.
Yeah. Fuck that.
No. You better
get
get paid,
dog.
You're not doing this,
dude. I'm here to fight for money. I don't fight for free.
I like that.
The logistics is tough.
Would? Yeah.
Fight for free? Yeah, my ego's not that big. Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll fight for free right now. I'll fight Shannon Briggs for free right now.
Stop.
Really?
I would right now because that fight has been in making for 4 years. He called me out, and we got really close. And then it's not. I'll fight him.
Where's he live?
He live in Florida.
Let's just go.
Feeling froggy, jump?
Yeah.
Let's just bring a crew there.
It's not like it's.
Let's do it here. We got a ring right here.
Let's go McGregor style with a whole crew.
Let's put on little private sparring matches here, like sparring.
For who? Who do you want to spar first?
Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon. We just line them up.
Shannon, then Rashad Evans.
Yeah, we sell chairs.
You want to turn JAXXON into a fight club?
Yeah,
is that what you're
that'd be
saying?
sick.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of what Karate Combat's doing. They're like, it's like Fight Club now. They got all these influences. They got the Firefest kid put on a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he put on a fight against Joe Schilling. He just got back from Dubai.
I know.
Hey.
Yeah, he said he was the first bi guy in Dubai.
How's that feel? Setting records all over the boards. Listen, I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you being on this podcast. I appreciate you doing everything you do. Your show's phenomenal. Before I let you go, Michael Chandler, Conor McGregor, who wins?
Fuck. We don't know what version of Conor we're getting. You know what I'm saying? Like we know Chandler always comes. He's always ready, doing as much as he can. I think he's damn near 40. He's like 38, 39. It's been a hot second. For the game, if Conor wins, it's gonna be insane. For the game, it's gonna be great because then they'll give him a title shot against Leon Edwards at 170. So for the game, if you're like a fan of the game, which I am, as far as entertainment wise, you want Conor to win. I love Chandler though. That's why I hate making picks, but I'm a Conor fanboy. Yeah. Like my career started off his success with Showtime and all that. So I ride for Conor.
Is that fight in England or is that one in Vegas?
Dublin.
That one's in Dublin.
Hometown.
It's in
too.
Vegas, but the press conference was in Ireland.
Just the press conference?
Yeah.
Is that T-Mobile?
Yeah. Hey.
Why did you say that they pulled everything?
They did. They pulled the
They pulled it
Ticketmaster.
down, yeah.
They pulled the UFC preview link. What do you mean?
But you still think it's going to happen? Like
Guaranteed
you
it
said
happens.
that I don't follow that stuff. But you
yeah.
No, he did. So the UFC left it on UFC.com, but then on like Ticketmaster and like on the ESPN
preview
Plus,
link,
they
it's all
pulled
gone.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor.
I still think it
Conor's
happens.
putting up pictures of his family. Michael Chandler's gone back to
I know.
Tennessee. He's like,
I know. I have no reason to, but Conor's a fighter's fighter, man. If he writes his name on the dotted line, he shows up.
Do me a favor. Ask Uncle Dana, let me borrow 2 tickets. I'll give them back to him after the fight.
I don't know if you want me asking.
Are you
Well, I thought you was cool with Uncle
We're
Dana.
cool, but I'm not like have fucking Schultz have Rogan ask. I don't know. You me?
I won't see Rogan. I won't see Rogan until after the fight.
Have
After
Theo
the fight.
Von ask. They love Theo.
Theo won't even have me on the show.
Yeah, he will.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he would. Especially if he went out there. Yeah, he would. And his producer, Nick Davis, my producer. We can make that happen.
Why would he want you on the show?
Well, I don't know. Like one of my friends asked him. I didn't ask. One of my friends asked Theo to be on the show, and then she was like,
No,
"Oh,
you guys should be on. You guys have the same nose.
oh, me and Theo."
Yeah.
Wait, what?
They have the same nose. Him
You
and Theo have
think,
the same
did he
nose.
do a 21 and 23 and me? Do you think he got some black in him?
Good chance.
He is from
Wait,
Louisiana.
we're not going
Yeah,
to just
even-
pass over the fact that you think Theo Von and Rampage Jackson have the same nose.
Exact same nose.
Let me
Hey.
see your nose.
We could be related. Is he Irish?
I'm sure that he's something,
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
We
I
could be
never saw
related.
Theo Von in you.
right?
Wait, I
Francis
don't. Wait.
Stipe?
I don't like your choice of words, bro. You need
Why?
to. You need to rephrase.
He said you look like Theo Von.
No, you got to say no. Did it after you say some things, though, bro?
Why? He just said you and Theo Von
They
got
have
the
same nose.
I gotta tell you,
but
he don't get his own faults.
he don't get it. You don't get it, bro.
Oh yeah, let me see that. Let me see that. You do look like Theo. Let me see that. Yeah, that's
Same
you.
nose.
We don't got the same nose.
Oh my God, that's your nose.
And I'm jealous.
That is your nose.
Very similar.
Well, you,
don't
Luke,
look-
and Theo.
But
could all be
yours
models.
is more flat because from all the punches. Imagine if he had 1,000 punches to the face.
Oh, he said you got hit in the nose nonstop.
Damn,
No,
bro.
just
I
sparring.
thought we were.
No,
close.
I'm saying sparring. Me too.
Ding,
Look at
ding.
my fucking nose. I got to,
No,
your nose
you
looking
look
kind of
great.
crooked.
Oh, hell yeah, it's crooked.
No, you look great.
Crow Cop wrecked this thing.
Hey, last question before you go. Your favorite fight you ever fought in?
Man, good question. I mean, the Crow Cop one's big. Beating a legend. Gonzaga was big for me.
Did you beat Gonzaga?
Yeah.
You submitted him?
Nope, decision. Beat the shit out of him though. The big personal one for me would be the Mitrione fight because they offered me a contract and I turned it down. Well, this is why it's big, not because I was fighting my friend, but I turned the contract down and all my sponsorship deals were up and all the pressure of re-signing with UFC. So it was a lot. It was in Toronto. It was a big deal. That one was a big deal.
You
that one,
head kick Krokoff, right?
No. That
no,
was
I
took him down.
right hand over
With
the
right
top.
hand,
Yeah,
right,
knocked him out. Yeah.
Oh man.
You got me confused with the Gonzaga.
Yeah,
Yep.
Gonzaga.
Yep.
Man, Gonzaga was he was a beast.
Yeah, I fought him when he was a beast. He was a monster.
What happened to him? He just like disappeared.
Just aged out.
Some people do. They just don't.
Yeah, so I fought Gonzaga right when because JDS was coming on hot. JDS knocked him out, and then I got him. But he was still ranked like top 12. He was a monster. He was scary, man.
Yeah, when you picked up and slammed Mitrione in that first round, we were watching the highlights. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, this dude's about to put the beating on him.
Yep, got him in a darce.
Now you had some lot of good fights.
Yeah, fun time.
You still love fighting?
Not personally like me competing, but the game. Yeah, man, I bleed UFC.
Do you still train MMA?
I'll do jiu-jitsu. But I run every morning. I run, work out, eat right.
You tired of being a thick boy?
Yeah, man, it's exhausting.
You guys gotta stop calling each other thick boys.
That's the name of his brand.
I know, but you two keep calling each other that. It's crazy. You guys gotta stop that.
No. You
comes
just
off
can't,
weird.
you just not allowed to call people thick boy.
I don't say
When we
anybody's
saying it for what it's
Yeah,
worth.
it's a fun time.
Yeah, you saying about it. You saying for other reasons.
But let's just leave it at that.
Okay,
She
yeah.
got a walkie-talkie. She's about to report you to HR.
Yep.
Luke, you
wrap.
good?
Yeah, we're good.
As we wrap this up, you right?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
You want to get anything off your chest about
No,
the
just-
Sean Strickland ordeal?
I'm just gonna get to training. I got some grappling.
I know.
You know?
You
I
take it serious.
could
get back to my ways.
like legit fight. Like what about Darren Till? You in boxing because he's like
I would box Darren Till straight up. I mean,
that's a good fight.
I'm in talks with Nikisa and the boys.
Yeah.
So I mean, they reached out about in the midst of all that, and anything's possible right now.
The
Luke
shape.
has like 10 fights lined up.
I
right now.
know. Everyone
Everybody
wants to
wants
fight.
a piece of him.
There's
Karate
opportunities.
combat.
They don't get
bare
what they're
knuckle,
signing up
boxing,
for,
They
though.
don't.
Yeah.
But honestly,
I don't know why everybody underestimates
what
you.
does really actually interest me is come back to the UFC is not just for like to go prove it. It's like I don't know if I'm going to get the respect from Dana or anybody else until I go do some more. No matter what I've done in the sport, I feel like I need to earn my place in the Hall of Fame. And
You don't think you've earned it, Luke?
I think from their perspective, I need to do more. And
You
I
think
feel
so?
like
I disagree.
I feel like I can do more.
I
That's
think you're already a Hall of
I don't know.
Famer.
I don't
think it just
know if
takes
he gives
time.
me that. Yeah.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree. I think if you're searching for that, that's already done, brother. That's
No,
not a reason to fight.
I'd like to solidify it in my own mind. I don't like leaving fighting Paulo Costa at elevation. off of like the COVID layoff and where I was at, I don't feel like I gave my best fight. I feel like I can go out there and do. I feel like I can finish Paulo Costa. What about Paulo Costa? How about finishing that little saga?
Yeah,
I think that you know, I go prove myself and go smoke Paulo Costa, finish him like Sean couldn't. Yeah, then give me that motherfucker too.
They could do it. Yeah.
Yo, no joking aside, though,
line those
I
both
think you've proved enough in the world of combat sports.
Yeah.
I think, no joking aside, I think anybody who
I think
anything
pride,
about combat
pride,
sports knows how good you are.
I think the way they look at pride, Dana looks at pride differently. He looks at pride differently than he does at Strikeforce. You know what I mean? Even though Strikeforce won way more championships from Strikeforce than Pride did.
You think? I don't know, because
it's Pride Month and you talking shit about Pride.
Yep. Facts.
Hey.
Listen, we're going to leave it on that. One of the best to ever do it. One of the best to ever do it. One of the best to ever do it. And now he's got to go fight Sean Strickland. So hopefully he does his cardio.
You guys are pushing that.
JAXXON Podcast. We out.